Hello YouTubers, it's Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly update video. Episode 100 or something, 100 and something, whatever. I did pass 5,000 subscribers, so thank you guys very much for that. Sorry I didn't do a giveaway or anything. Been slacking on that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do something for like some odd random number of subscribers. We'll do some sort of giveaway. I'm definitely due. I haven't done anything since my 1,000 subscriber mark. So it's a little overdue, and I should definitely do something. So hopefully in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Next, let's see. Let's take a look at what I got this week. I picked up a few things, as you guys may or may not know. If you're new to the channel, you may not know. I've been selling a collection off from a dear friend of mine who has passed away. His name was Chuck, and I've been gradually purchasing pieces out of it myself. Stuff, I basically set everything aside and then just gradually be kind of picking stuff up. So I did pick up some stuff to show you in this video. Some older Blackwall cars, starting with this Firebird, this 80s Firebird, and I'll show all these close up in the second segment per usual. Just some cool pieces. The 80s Firebird, another 80s Firebird right here. Tell you a little bit more about these in the second segment of the video. This is the front running Fairmont. So some stock cars. I picked up some stock cars, old Blackwall stock cars. It looks really cool. Some of these are old. Some of them are, well, I guess they're all old, but 4 of them. This one's pretty cool. It's Dodge. And then this one here, I think this was a mail away. So it's pretty cool. Again, we'll talk about it more in the second half of the video. And then this one right here, this one's really cool. I remember having one of these when I was a kid. So that's pretty awesome. These are all in very much mint condition, so I'm happy to have them. So we'll take a look at those close up in the second segment. I got one thing off of the Bay, and it's really cool. It's this Alfa Romeo Carabo. I don't know if Carabo. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation for it, but this thing is so cool, man. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this this car. It was a concept car. In the second segment of the video, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But I told you in the last video, I'm kind of getting into that like 70s era supercar concepts and stuff like that. And this thing is pretty awesome, in my opinion. I picked up one Greenlight car that, oddly enough, this series showed up at Meyer close to me. I don't know what these holiday collection VWs are limited to. Back in the day, if I would have probably saw them in the store, I would have picked up all of them, which thankfully, I don't collect all the VW buses anymore. I just kind of do the Beetles now from Greenlight. This one's kind of neat, though. It's this holiday collection Volkswagen Beetle. I will go ahead and open this one up in the second segment of the video. These came out, though, I think 2 years ago. It says copyright date 2016, so probably last year is when these actually came out. But I had to pick it up. I saw it at a Meyer, so I grabbed it. Let's see here. Other than that, I mean, I grabbed it before we get into the stuff I actually picked up in the store, which is just some mainline Matchbox and Hot Wheels, which we'll talk about. I got a couple of things from my buddy Crazy Todd. He over-ordered on these, so I had to pick up this Corvette. Shout out to Dustin King. I know you love these. Couldn't find a White Lightning of this for you, buddy, to trade you. Sorry about that. But I ended up getting this regular one, and it's really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that in the second segment. I actually do also have a regular, or an older version of this casting. I'm just kind of peeking back here now. Yeah, it's right here. We'll kind of do a compare, old Johnny Lightning, new Johnny Lightning. We'll take a look at these two. I like that casting a lot. I'm a big fan of the Corvette Grand Sport from that era. I think it's an awesome looking vehicle, so we'll take a look at that. I also picked up from my buddy Crazy Todd. He had traded for this, and I think he already had it, so he hooked me up with it. This is awesome. This is the Jaguar XJ220, and I did not have this treasure hunt, so I'm happy to have it. What year is this from? These are when they were only limited to 25,000 pieces, these treasure hunts. So it's technically not a super. This is before they did super treasure hunts. I think these are from 96. I think it's from 96. Copyright date's 95. So we'll open up that in the second segment. I got an extra Protecto for shipping something to somebody. And then I picked up some A-case mainlines. I was very late to this case. It was just hanging there in a mire. Same time I picked up that VW Bug. But I picked up a couple of mainline cars, and we are going to just open them in the second segment of the video. I picked up the Skyline. That one's pretty cool. This Lambo is really cool. So I think these are all 2017, yeah, because they're numbered to 250, except for this one. Now that I look at this, I don't know if I already had this tuned Volkswagen Beetle, but I don't think I had this color. I might have it. Either way, I'm going to open it. And let's see here, the Mustang Mach 1, which I actually think from 007, I actually think this looks pretty cool with those wheels on it. Some of you may disagree. This one is a 2019 model. And then this one is this has probably been in Q case. This is a Q case carryover. This split bumper Camaro. Shout out to Frank's kids. I really like this casting. I had to pick up that one. I did not have the white Volkswagen Beetle, the Pawn, so I had to pick up that. And then this one's a new model for 2019. I thought this was really cool. This Mercedes-Benz Unimog, which there was a Unimog casting in old Hot Wheels, but this one is the new one, and it's kind of neat. So we'll take a look at that. And then this Fairlady 2000 in black, which I already had it in the other colors it was out in. I don't know if it was in 2 other colors or 1 other color or whatever, but now I got it in black. And I might have actually picked this one up before too. I've just totally lost touch with mainline Hot Wheels. They're still cool. I mean, they're a $1 car and they're cool, don't get me wrong, but I've been really distracted with Matchbox as far as the mainline goes. And I still can't tell you what case codes Matchbox are in, but I believe these are L case for 2018 is the year we're in. But I haven't seen this case hit at all. Crazy Todd found a bunch of them and hooked me up with these. So we got the GMC Scenic Cruiser, which I think looks awesome. This bus, that is really cool. Let's see here. This 2006 Jeep 4x4. That is pretty neat as well. And again, we're going to open up all these, of course. 2000 Nissan Xterra. That is really cool. And the other thing I can't really tell you without looking at copyright dates and stuff, I can't tell. This is copyright date 2017, so I got to say this is a new model, right? I don't think it came out last year. But again, I don't know, and I'm not going to take the time to research it right now. I'm pretty sure this is definitely a new model. This 94 Audi Avant. I'm looking at copyright date here. Well, maybe I'm looking at copyright date. No, this is an older one. So this model's been out. This copyright date is 2006. But this is really nice looking. Wow, that's a really cool looking wagon. And then the Honda Ridgeline. And, of course, a Golf car. So this Golf Ford F-150 SVT Raptor. Pretty cool. So, pretty short first half of the video, but that's all I got to show you. So we're going to open up some mainline stuff. We're going to take a look at some black walls. We're going to open up some kind of special stuff. And this thing I was just so stoked to get. I still have a few more Kyosho on the way, by the way, and I am like addicted to like hunting these down now and getting some examples of cars that I really want. So yeah, there's going to be some more Kyosho to come for sure. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, if you're into Kyosho or not. Have you tried? Have you picked any up? Do you think they're cool? I must say, I love the way they're packaged. So even if you're a package collector, I think one thing that might turn you off about them is the fact that they come in like an outer box where you can't see the car. So you have to technically open them up to even see the car. And half the time when you get them, they are opened up because typically they're like blind box for the series. So you don't even know which car you're getting until the package is opened up. So that's the way they do it, and as far as I know, that's the way they do it. So it's kind of tough maybe for your carded collectors to really get into this, because you have to break the seal on the package to get the car open, to actually even look at the car. So that might be a detractor for you guys, but for me, it's obviously no big deal. But either way, I mean, these are so easy to take in and out of the package. They're so easy to take on and off the base. If you like to keep them protected in this, you can. They're pretty durable. Most of them are durable enough to put in a jammer. This one especially, because it doesn't have any side mirrors. But I highly recommend this stuff, guys. I mean, I highly recommend you get one. Get a car that you really think is cool, and get a nice detailed example of it, and then try not to buy any more. Just try, you know. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Maybe you guys are on just mainline stuff and whatever, or package stuff where you can see it in the package. But as you know, I got over packaging a while ago. So, not that I'm a better collector because I collect loose. If you collect carded, that is totally your prerogative, and I have nothing against you. I just love collecting loose. For one of the reasons why, you don't have to worry about card condition. Don't have to worry about it. If I find a super on a damaged card, I don't care. I'm stoked. I'm stoked to get the super treasure hunt. I'm going to open it up anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that is just a nice little side thing with that. All right, so enough said about that. Let's take a look at some cars. I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around. Oh, one other thing real quick before I flip around. My Diecast meet is tomorrow. Today is Friday. I will post this video tomorrow. I have a local Diecast meet tomorrow, so that should be really cool. Shout out to my local Diecast homies. Definitely looking forward to the meet tomorrow. Hopefully I'll pick up some pretty cool stuff. And I'll have a bunch of stuff probably to show you next week. Next week's video probably should be really good, because usually they are after that meet. And second is definitely, if you guys are in a local area where you're getting to know your collectors, I definitely recommend starting up some sort of Facebook group or club or something. It just really ends up working out. You have somewhere to go with your extras. It's, you know, in general, at least I've had a good experience with it. The people in my area are in general pretty cool people and easy to deal with and whatnot, and I enjoy their company at these meets, and it's a good experience. So give it a shot. All right. Pretty much you gotta have Facebook to do it, though. It's hard to do a club without Facebook, and I've resisted Facebook for so long, and now I'm back into it because of the Diecast thing. And you know, if you can avoid the political posts, then you can have a decent time on Facebook. All right, so that's it. All right, so thank you guys very much. We're gonna go ahead and flip the video around, and we'll take a look at this stuff up close. Okay, so let's start by taking a quick look at this Volkswagen Beetle from Greenlight Holiday Collection. Let's go ahead and open it. All the cars in this collection were VWs, by the way. We'll go ahead and just pop it out of the package here. And there it is. So this is the only Greenlight we're going to take a look at in this vid. And it's kind of a cool one. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Volkswagen Beetle. I've shown this casting quite a bit. I have a lot of them, and I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's got opening features on it, which maybe we can get that hood open at least. Maybe not. The problem with these is that the bumper kind of locks in the opening features. You got to kind of like move the bumper almost to get it open, especially on the rear bumper, so we're not even going to bother with the rear bumper, but there is the front of it. And I don't like opening them because they seem to never close right after that. I should really probably stop buying this casting, but it's hard. I just enjoy the old school Volkswagen Beetles a lot. I think they're cool, and this is kind of just a little neat one to add to the collection. It's kind of interesting because it's not just a basic color or anything like that. So I like it, and that is that. All right, so next up, let's take a look at this Kyosho. Here is the Kyosho Alfa Romeo Carabo. Here's a little card that comes with the Kyosho. This thing is very cool. I think it is so cool looking and just awesome. So standard Kyosho, highly detailed. This is an insert back here for these taillights. Very detailed Alfa Romeo logo. It's got a very non-detailed plastic base, which is very typical of Kyosho. It's also screwed together, which is pretty typical of Kyosho. The wheels and tires are just awesome looking. The interior is very detailed as far as the sculpted detail in there, but not very detailed as far as like it's not decorated with any other color or anything in there. But just an amazing looking car. I mean, you might think it's ugly. I don't know. I think it's really cool. So this car debuted in 1968 at the Paris Motor Show. It is a prototype. It was designed by Marcello Gandini, who designed all sorts of amazing looking cars for Bertoni. The name Carabo or Carao, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I apologize about that, was derived from a beetle, an insect, not, well, I guess an insect like a beetle, but which is that actual insect has this color, this coloration, kind of a greenish, iridescent green and orange. So this color of the car is that color for that reason, which is pretty awesome. And the other thing that's really cool about this concept car, and it is a one-off. There's only one real one in existence, and it's in a museum, or it's in the Bertoni, I guess, museum. It's a direct predecessor for the Lamborghini Countach. So that is pretty cool. It had scissor doors like the Lamborghini Countach, and it's got that kind of signature wedge shape for supercar prototypes of that era. One other interesting little tidbit is Chip Foose actually did build a replica of this car out of a Di Tommaso Pantera because he actually tried to purchase the prototype, but they would not let him buy it, and so he made a replica of one. I don't know what it looks like. I never looked it up, but this car doesn't really roll very well, but it does roll, and I think it's just amazing. I really, 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 really like it. I think it's just a really cool car. So let me know what you think about that one in the comments down below, but I can't wait to take some really cool pictures of it. So I think that is awesome. All right, so there is that. Next, let's take a look at some of these Hot Wheels real quick. We got some 80s Firebird, pretty basic casting from Hot Wheels. Always pretty much had a plastic base in the old days. This casting did. This particular one with gold wheels, I think this one's from 1984, I want to say. It might be later than that. It's got gold basic wheels and just a cool looking car from the 80s. I collect this casting, so this is just one of those ones I needed to check off the list, and glad to have it. So, and then here's another one on gold Hot Ones. This one's kind of special. It's from 1985, and it was in a Stamper 3-pack, I think it was. It came with a little Hot Wheels like stamp. It has gold Hot Ones. It's metal flake blue. It has a silver bird on the front. I think there's a variation of that too. I think there's one without the bird maybe. And I just think that is pretty cool. So I was happy to pull that one and add it to the collection. So thank you very much, Chuck. And then these stock cars. There's this one right here. This is the front running Fairmont. I like these old stock cars from Hot Wheels, all metal casting. Here's the base of it here. This particular variation of this, I believe, is from 1986. I think that one's pretty cool too. Nice retro graphics on it. I think that's pretty awesome. Let me know what you guys think about these in the comments down below. Then there's this one, the Murata. There's the top tampos. This one's all metal construction as well. The Murata Stalker, Hong Kong base, just in perfect condition. And this one's from 1982, I believe. Really cool. There's some detail in there too. I think it's part of the base, but there's like a fire extinguisher in there in the passenger seat, or where the passenger seat would be, I guess. So I think that one is awesome. And then we got this one here. This is the Thunderbird Stalker. This one's not as old. This one's from 1987. The Black Knight. And I'm pretty sure I had one of these when I was a kid. I remember it. It was probably all beat up and played with, because I think I even got it like at a rummage sale when I was a kid. But like the graphic on the side, I think it looks awesome. This is a plastic bit in the front here. Other than that, it's a metal base. And it is a separate plastic piece. It's not part of the windshield, obviously, and it's not part of the interior either. So it is a separate plastic piece, and I think that that is also very neat. And then we got this one here. This is the Chevy Stalker. And this one is also cool. This was, I think it was a cereal promo or something like that. I'm not even sure what it came out of, but it's from 1990. So not, I mean, it's old, but from Hot Wheels standards, maybe not that old. But I think it's pretty awesome. So there is that. All right, so that's it for the old Hot Wheels. Then let's take a look real quick at a Johnny Lightning. So this one here, this Gulf 1963 Chevy Corvette Grand Sport. These are limited to 3,000 pieces. There's some fueled facts there, if you want to take a look at that. There was only five of these real cars actually ever built. Ooh, that came off nice and easy. This is a hobby exclusive, I believe. Yeah, it's got to be. So you have to get it from hobby dealers. You will not find it in store. And it's a very nice looking car. I believe the hood opens on this, but I'm not even going to attempt it. So you people that dig on the Gulf stuff probably like this one a lot. I love the wheels on this one. I think they are very cool, very awesome. And I really enjoy it. So there's that one, and then here is one that's from an older Johnny Lightning release. Pretty cool too. You can kind of tell it's pretty close to as detailed. There's the base, so you can tell it's the same tooling and everything. It's got that number on there, 736. I'm not sure what that pertains to. Let's see if we can get the hood open on this one. Yeah, nope, not past there, and I'm not going to try to budge it. So both of them have rubber tires. This one's got slicks. This one's got treads. The wheels definitely look better on this car, I think. And it's got a little bit more graphically going on, but all in all, detail-wise, they're pretty close to the same amount of detail. And I think they both look awesome, and I like that I have both of them in my collection. So there is those two. And then we get this guy, this Jaguar XJ220 Treasure Hunt Series, number 4 of 12 for, I believe, 1996. So that was the second year, I think, that they had treasure hunts. These were when they were limited to only 25,000 pieces produced worldwide, which, if you know anything about super treasure hunts, they gotta be way more than that, I think. Kind of interesting if they ever released production numbers, which I don't think would matter because so many get stolen out of the factory, right? Put on eBay. You don't really would ever know how many there actually really are. But this is pretty cool. It's got coal-molded wheels, gold rims. This is a very basic casting. I mean, there's nothing, only tampo on it is on the window, on the rear window, Hot Wheels logo. And that is it. Other than that, it's this nice metal flake green. And I'm happy to check this one off the list. I'm very happy to check this old treasure hunt off the list. I think it's a pretty nice one. I think Hot Wheels did a pretty good job with the XJ220. It's a pretty decent looking tooling. And they still release this car today. They still use this tooling. So pretty neat. And now, the only thing we got left here to look at, guys, is going to be Matchbox and Hot Wheels. Should we do some Hot Wheels first? These I'm going to rip through real quick. I'm actually going to set a couple of them out at a time. So there's the Nissan Fairlady 2000. And again, I pulled these all out of an A case. I didn't pull them out of the case. I mean, it was an A case that got stocked. It was pretty obvious. And I think these are all so far Q case that I'm opening up right now. So these are carryovers. So you got the two Beetles, the Fairlady, Love that old school Beetle casting. What else do we got? This one here is also from, I think, a 2-case carryover. Split bumper Camaro. Hotchkiss Camaro. Pretty nice. For Hot Wheels standards, I think they're pretty nice. So there is those 4. And then I've got 4 from A-Case. This is a new model, the Mercedes-Benz Unimog 1300. There's that one. Definitely looks pretty cool. I dig it. Very neat indeed. Lamborghini Reventon Roadster. This one I was excited to get. This one also showed up in K-Day cases. I believe it was a first-to-market car for K-Day cases. I like it. I actually like it with those wheels too, and a lot of people don't dig on those wheels. I think they look great on this casting, and I really like the color of the car too. I think it looks really good. So of course these are all metal body, plastic base. With the exception of the Volkswagen Beetle, this still maintains its metal base. But pretty cool. And then, let's see here, this one, this Screen Time 007 Mustang Mach 1. This is one of the few Hot Wheels Mustang castings I kind of frequently pick up, or will pick up anytime I see a new one, or one I don't have if it's cheap. We got taillight detail on this one. That's a nice bonus. Side tampos, nothing on the front, of course. Metal body. It says 007. Diamonds are forever. So that's the movie that this would have been from. I'm not a huge Bond guy. I don't know a lot about the movie, so I can't tell you how accurate this car is to the movie car. I actually like these wheels on it, though. I think they look pretty cool. So there's that. And then last one is going to be this Nissan Skyline GTR BCN R33. This casting debuted last year and got put out in 2 colors. I think it was a blue one and a purple one. And now we see it in red. We got the rear taillight detail still on here. That's awesome. Got rid of the front detail because they put side tampos on it. So I would have rather they just made it red, kept the front detail, but that's me. So, and then there is that one. All right, so lastly, we're going to take a look at Matchbox L case, and a lot of you have probably seen all these cars already, but I was excited to see them because they finally showed up. As I've mentioned in previous videos, Matchbox distribution is completely weird in my area. Oh, this is kind of neat. So this is the Golf Raptor. And one thing I didn't notice when it was in the package is that it's actually like a satin finish. Or I guess not even satin, like a matte finish. This blue. And that looks actually really neat outside of the package. So no glare. I guess you could call that satin. No detail on the front. That is tragic because it would look really good with some detail on the front. But you have to sacrifice that when you get graphics all over the place. That's just the way it is in a $1 car. Which is too bad because I don't think, I mean, how much more would it add in cost to fully tampo up a car? I don't really know. But obviously it's significant enough. So plastic base, metal body, good looking truck. Then we got the Honda Ridgeline. Again, this one's got graphics on the side. So we're not going to have any headlight or taillight detail. Pretty basic Honda. I think these trucks in real life are actually fairly ugly, in my opinion. We got a lot of stuff in the back. I wonder if there's any variation of what's in the back. Sometimes Matchbox will also pull that little stunt. They'll have weird little variations in their toolings, mainly in the interior piece, which keeps collecting kind of interesting. I don't know if this one does. It probably doesn't, but just thought I'd mention that anyway. I think it looks okay. looks all right. And let's see here. Then we got the Nissan Xterra. This is a cool truck. Cool little SUV. Hey, we get front detail, headlights and a Nissan logo. And we get rear detail and nothing on the side, which is exactly what I want in a dollar model. Perfect. Very cool. So is this one a new casting? 2017 copyright date, it sure is. So very, very cool. Definitely dig on that one. That one is awesome. Cool truck. That is cool. So I like that. And then we got this Jeep, 06 Jeep 4x4. Some pretty crazy looking wheels on this one, which is kind of a tampo trick, I think, with these wheels to make them look bigger, because they only tampo the very inner part of the wheel. But this is a big, chunky Jeep. It's got hitch on the back. What's the copyright date on this casting? 1983. That's what I thought. It is an old tooling. Definitely an old tooling. So you may have seen this tooling actually in my vintage Matchbox Monday series, because I think I did show these, and I think they are, it might even be labeled as the Dirt Dog. But here it is, and I'm sure there's variations of it too. I think there's variations of interior pieces. Definitely for back in the day it was. It's got a trailer hitch, the base, probably variations on the base entirely, and I think it was originally tooled maybe with a metal base. But here it is, kind of a cool Jeep. Rolls really, really nice. So there's that one, and then I saved the best two for last. This one's really cool, this GMC Scenic Cruiser. Obviously this is not to 1/64 scale. Very much small for a bus, but very cool. Look at that thing. That's neat. So this bottom orange piece is plastic. The top part is metal. You get side tampos, nothing on the back or the front. The copyright date's 2017, so it's a new casting. 3 axles, and I think that's really cool. I think that looks great. Matchbox just has, I mean, I'm telling you, and I've told you a bunch of times, the Matchbox is just doing some really cool stuff with their mainline cars, and I think, in my opinion right now, it's really blowing Hot Wheels out of the water. Obviously, they don't have super treasure hunts. They don't really have chases. I mean, you can consider the Sapphire Gems chases, but are they really chases? I don't know if I'd really call them chases. They show up almost 2 or 3 to a case when you get the right case code. So they're definitely not, I mean, they may on par, they're not produced as many as probably Super Treasure Hunts, because there's not as many Matchbox period as there are Hot Wheels. But hard to say. But there's that one. And then the 94 Audi Avant RS2, which this thing is just really nice looking. And again, it's done up proper, where you get front detail, still too fast, and rear detail, nothing on the sides, just a nice pearl white color. Looks fantastic. And the copyright date on this one's 2006, so it is an older casting. It's been out before. I don't think I have any other variation of this from back in the day. I might. I'd have to look at my collection of Matchbox to find out, but I think that's just a really nice casting. What do you guys think? And that's going to be it for this video. So didn't show you a whole lot of stuff. I mean, mostly mainline stuff, but again, this thing is definitely the cornerstone of what got added into the collection this week. That is just fantastic. It's a car I've wanted for a while, so really glad to have picked that one up at a fair price. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching as usual, and have a great day.